Hey guys, welcome to Pure. Welcome to my channel if you're new here as well. And we have a very special episode for you guys today. We are taking a look at Bryson Dechambeau's bulked up, new and improved golf swing and comparing it to the original.
I'm never gonna stop if you just call my name. I'm never gonna drop it, gonna take it to the top.
Welcome to Pure. This is the series where we discuss all of the best golf swings in the world, both past and present. Can't really discuss the future, so we'll discuss those in the future. Anyway, today we are taking a look at Bryson Dechambeau, his old swing and his new bulked up super fast swing that is currently leading the PGA Tour in driving distance at I think around 340 yards on average. He has increased his swing speed by 17 miles an hour and ball speed by about 20-25 miles an hour. Just absolutely ridiculous numbers, things you'd only really see from professional long drivers in the past. But we're going to take a look at his old swing first, and then we'll have a little comparison with his new swing. Obviously, Bryson Dechambeau, there's a lot to talk about with his golf swing. No one else has ever swung the club like him before. He is completely unique. All of his irons and everything is one length. All of his clubs, the lie angles are super upright. There is a lot to talk about, but we're mainly going to focus on the differences between his old golf swing and his new golf swing. We've got him set up with a driver here. This is about, I think this is about 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. So first of all, setup position. Well, Bryson is a big fan of science, physics, biomechanics, and we can kind of see this a lot in his golf swing. He uses the biomechanics of his body really well, really effectively. Great posture at setup, very upright, but remember his clubs are very upright too, so that's going to be expected. Now, it's important to mention he uses his body very well throughout this golf swing, both previous and present, uses his body very effectively. He turns, he takes the club away, everything's in one piece. If we pause it there parallel to the ground, you can see you can't get much more of a triangle between the shoulders and the arms than that. And look how much turn there is in the hips and the shoulders. Now, we've talked previously about the takeaways of some of the best golfers in the world and how they take the club away with their bodies. Well, Bryson is doing this to the absolute max. You will not see more shoulder and hip turn that early in a golf swing from any other tour professional. And that is because he's keeping everything connected to his body. As he takes the club back, we're going to see this right elbow start to fold, start to go in behind him. It forms this perfectly right angle if we pause it at the top. Perfect right angle, right forearm's pointed down towards the ground, right upper arm and bicep is perfectly level with the ground. Now, he also doesn't have a huge amount of wrist hinge, which is something that we may see a bit more of in his current swing with all that speed, but for now, not much wrist hinge, but huge turn with the hips, with the shoulders. Pretty flat turn as well because he's so upright, but again, he compensates for that because his clubs are so upright as well. He's hugely loaded into that right side of his body as well. You can see all the pressure going through that right heel, and his back is very much facing towards the target. Now, as he starts to swing down, this club is going to start to shallow out, start to move in behind him. And if we pause it here, look how deep that left arm is. That left arm is flat against his chest, against his body. That is just a huge amount of depth. You can't really get more depth than that in a golf swing with that right elbow very tucked into his side. I think it's important to mention that this is a very deep position, and I think there's a lot of people out there who, if they got themselves in this position, wouldn't be able to rotate, wouldn't be able to turn through, and the club would be very stuck behind them. But Bryson deals with this very effectively. He's just going to keep rotating, keep turning out the way. If we keep playing this forwards, One thing to mention is that Bryson does have a very, very weak grip. So as we get down to parallel, the club face is more open than usual than you would see with a lot of other players. He's a very weak left-hand grip, but he compensates for that with a huge amount of supination of his left forearm, really shutting the club face down and keeping it square through and after impact. So as we come through the impact, we'll pause it there. The thing I love most about this golf swing is Bryson's spine angle throughout the entire swing. It is so good. His posture is just so good throughout the entire swing. He's really using his body, his muscles to the absolute max. And look at that right elbow position as well. Just very connected to the body. That left arm is still very, very deep, very flat pressed against the body. And as we play through impact, he's going to extend that right arm, releasing all that power. And again, his hands and arms stay connected to his body as he swings through to the finish. There's no flipping of the club face, there's no rolling of the hands and arms. Everything's connected, everything's made for consistency, using the big muscles in the body. Right, let's jump in to Bryson's new beefed up golf swing. And this is pretty exciting because this swing is literally taken this week, a couple days ago. And there's a lot of changes, and this golf swing just looks absolutely monstrous. By the way, guys, if you are enjoying this video, remember to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future content. Give this video a like and comment your thoughts down below. I'd love to know what you guys think. So let's dive in and let's take a look at this new beefed up Bryson golf swing. So we've got Bryson set up here with a driver on the range, and we're going to take a look at his golf swing from two angles. The first, we'll take a look at front on. Also, it's important to mention that this golf swing, he registered 200 miles per hour ball speed. That is pretty ridiculous on the PGA Tour. You really only see ball speeds above 200 miles an hour at professional long drive events. Setup. Obviously, we notice that triangle again between his shoulders, his arms, they're very, very straight. Even his right arm's very straight. It looks like at the setup, he actually has quite a lot of weight stacked onto his left side. If we look where his center of gravity is, it's kind of in line with the club. That club is beautifully up and down. That club is beautifully straight through the left arm and into the left shoulder. And obviously ball position and everything's great as well. Head back, great tilt in the spine. As we play this through, I want you to have a look at this takeaway because this is absolutely ridiculous. Look at the lag of the club as he takes the club away. Now I'm not talking about lag in his hands and wrists. Look at the lag in the shaft. That shaft is bending as he takes the club away. He's just starting his golf swing. He hasn't even started from the downswing or anything. And that is a very stiff driver shaft, by the way. He's playing like a double or triple X flex. 5-degree driver, by the way. 5 degrees. And he's launching at about 14 degrees. Absolutely crazy. As he takes the club away, that is his body taking the club away just perfectly. Look at that width. His arms could not be any straighter. Absolutely zero break in the wrists at this point. But that's going to change very soon. As he takes it to the top, huge turn in the upper body. Look at that shoulder turn. We had a look at Rory McIlroy's shoulder turn a few weeks ago, and if we draw a line through that, I'd say that's almost to where McIlroy gets his shoulders, and McIlroy has one of the biggest shoulder turns in the game of golf. Also, look at this position at the top from front on. That is incredible. That is an athletic position. His head and his weight has shifted into his right glute, his right side. It's all over that side. Huge tilt in the spine. Absolutely love that. That left knee has moved inwards. He looks like he's ready to absolutely smash this driver. As he starts to swing down, he starts to actually hinge the wrist very late. He does get the club parallel with the ground, but his wrists actually start to hinge as he starts his downswing with his lower body, which is an incredible way to add lag and add power to your golf swing. But it can also increase kind of inconsistency and make you a bit more wayward, which is not the case with Bryson, because he's actually increased his driving accuracy, which is ridiculous. As he swings down, he maintains his posture, his spine angle, and everything so well. He is using the ground so well. He's squatting down, and as we slowly come into impact, he's then pushing back up off the ground. That is how you generate power in the golf swing. Real power is you use the ground. You push off the ground. That is the one force you have to use in your golf swing to generate power. As he swings through, his spine angle stays perfectly level. He doesn't flip his hands and arms. He keeps them connected to his body, and that left heel just spins out, and just a nice balanced finish, really. So let's take a look at from a down the line view. Now, by the way, guys, make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video, because I'll be playing through all of these swings at the end, so you guys can take a look at them, see what you think of them, download them to your phone, screen record them whenever you guys want, study them, and try and incorporate whatever you guys feel would be appropriate into your own golf swing. So let's take a look first at a full speed version of this swing, because it is just absolutely ridiculous. One thing to really mention is, yes, he's absolutely lashing at the ball really fast from the top of the backswing, but he's actually taking the club away very quickly as well. So the tempo of the swing is actually balanced. A lot of amateur golfers, and just a lot of golfers in general, take the club away very slowly and then just go very hard at the ball from there. But you kind of want some sort of tempo to your golf swing, and what pros do really well is typically if they have a very smooth backswing, they'll have a very smooth downswing as well. Or if they have a very fast backswing, they'll have a very fast downswing. So setup, and a few things have actually changed from this angle with Bryson from the swing we just had a look at earlier. He's actually got more flex in the hips, meaning his chest and his upper body is more over the ball. He's got a slightly more weight into his toes, which is kind of interesting. He's got slightly more knee bend. Again, those hands and arms are straight, and he has relatively good posture. He's slightly more rounded across that back. Now, as he takes the club away, club head stays very low to the ground. And if we pause it here again, level with the ground, just one piece takeaway, turning those hands and arms and shoulders, everything in tune with the body. Again, as we take it to the top of the backswing, right arm starts to bend pretty much the same way it did before, but here's the difference. If we pause it at the top, look at those wrists. Look how much more hinge he has in those wrists. In fact, that left wrist is actually slightly cupped and slightly open. He's created a lot more angles at the top of the backswing than we previously saw, especially as he has more flex in his hips. So he's generating more knee bend with his lower body. His right knee is actually much more flexed than we saw it previously. His right leg used to be quite a bit straighter. Now, as he starts to swing down, he's actually starting to swing down as that club is still hinging and still moving in behind him. Again, if we pause it here, look how deep the hands and arms are. But look how much wrist hinge he has. He's almost bouncing the shaft of the club off of his back. Now, as he starts to swing down, he keeps that angle in the wrist, keeps that lag as he comes down, turns the body, keeps turning the body, and here's where he's going to release it all down into the golf ball. And you can see he's hitting up on the golf ball a lot. It's amazing that he's actually not early extended. He's maintained his spine angle, still got a huge amount of room, and he's maintained his balance at impact and after impact. And as he swings through, hands and arms connected to the body, and a nice balanced finish, which is pretty amazing considering he's almost swung himself off his feet. If we take it back to the top, have a look at his lower body, at his left foot. His left foot moves back and also rolls in, and is just a huge amount of foot movement. But it's important to note that this foot movement doesn't come until after impact, which is really important, obviously, for striking the golf ball consistently. So what are the main differences between Bryson's old swing and his new swing? Well, he's creating more angles, more flex in the hips, more wrist hinge as well. But it's important to mention, obviously, Bryson's body has changed. He's put on a lot of size, a lot of weight. He's put on some muscle. He's definitely put on some muscle. He's increased his strength. He's also put on some fat. So I don't recommend you guys just try and put on as much size as possible, because there is quite a lot of fat to him. But he has really increased that speed, really increased that strength. I would probably like to see him now start to lean out just a little bit. Keep the speed, keep working on the speed, keep working on the strength. But if he could actually lean out just a little bit, I think that would help him just in terms of maybe a bit of flexibility and also a bit of speed as well, because he would have less actual weight to carry on him, because any fat on your body isn't really going to be contributing towards that speed. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I absolutely love looking at Bryson's swing. It is one of the most fun golf swings to have a look at, to analyze, to talk about. I'd love to know what you guys think of it as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Give this video a like and stay tuned to the end, because we're going to show you guys all of those swings so you guys can save them to your phone. I'll see you guys in the next video, guys. Stay safe, stay home, and grip it and rip it.